welcome to our second edition of the McKinney Minute. It's exciting to be back with Shelby for our next month's installment. Well, let's get right to it. So, a lot of things in the news. Let's do a little bit of a follow-up. We talked about the Lower Five Plaza project last time and the city losing some federal funding and the council trying to figure out how they're going to move forward. Some decisions have been made. So, what were they?
Absolutely. So, council met earlier this month to chat about the project after it lost funding earlier this summer, and they did decide to move on from the project in its planned capacity. So, the project had the goal of being in kind of underground, below-grade park as a crossing, and they are going to move on from that. So that will not come to life anymore, mainly because of that funding loss. So the remaining funding commitments that they had, including about $22.5 million from NCTCOG, is going to be used for other pedestrian crossings along the entire State Highway 5 corridor throughout McKinney.
Okay.
So they've got a couple of commitments there for additional crossings they want to add and enhance. But the crossing where the Lower Five Plaza was going to go at that Virginia-Louisiana section is still going to be enhanced at grade. So there's still going to be some improvements there, but what exactly that looks like is going to be different than initially imagined.
Yeah, well, we'll be excited to see some improvements to that whole corridor as we've connected, or as we're connecting downtown to all the development and making it safer for cars and pedestrians. So
Absolutely.
We'll keep monitoring that, I'm sure. Okay, so some news from McKinney ISD, and this could potentially turn into a much bigger conversation. As our district grows, we also see shifts in population among the district, and therefore they have to the school board has to look at where their facilities are. So give us a little bit of kind of some context around that and how the district is dealing with population shifts in the district.
Absolutely. So they put together a long-range planning committee about a year ago, a little over a year ago, that has been taking a look at just that. And some of the data that they've been looking at from Zonda Education shows that this northern sector of the city is seeing pretty exponential growth, whereas some of the southern and southwest sections is seeing a little bit of a decline, a little bit of stagnation. And because of that, even though they have capacity, especially at the elementary level, they do have capacity in the district, it just doesn't align with where the growth is.
Right.
So they have empty seats, but they're not where they need to be to accommodate that growth. So now they've put together an educational facilities alignment committee. They approved that earlier this month. And that committee is going to be charged with taking a look at how the district can rebalance its attendance zones to accommodate that growth, while also identifying 3 elementary schools that could be used for alternative purposes within the district.
Yeah, that's always a sensitive topic. We've seen this play out across the state when districts have to close some campuses and move students to other facilities, but facilities are expensive, and so they've got to figure out how to effectively and efficiently use that money. So so more to come. I'm sure we'll be chatting about this some more.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we talked about the airport last time and commercial passenger service, but there's some other exciting things happening around the airport. So fill us in.
Yeah, so some other things happening on the airport. They opened their dedicated U.S. Customs facility earlier this month. And the airport had an existing customs facility or offices, but this is a dedicated facility for that group. And it's going to enhance the airport's ability to process international flights, basically. And that's both foreign visitors as well as returning U.S. citizens. For context, the airport has seen about a 40% growth over the last 2 years in international flights.
Okay.
So this is a growing need at that facility.
And most of the international flights, because it is a general aviation airport, it's corporate, so it's companies that are doing business internationally. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It could be any variation of general aviation flights. Yes. And then some other things happening kind of around the airport is we're seeing that area that's already very industrial get even more industrial development. So there's about a 15-acre parcel that was acquired by Caprock Partners, and they are going to be developing McKinney Air Business Park,
Okay.
industrial development, about 250,000 square feet. And then there's another site that was acquired by Ascent Investment Partners that's going to be developed in the future, about 20 acres for more industrial uses.
Okay.
As both of those parties have mentioned, the airport is kind of spurring additional development around it.
Yeah, which is awesome. Okay, so we've gone from improvements to Highway 5, to our educational facilities, to our airport, and now we're going to be talking about homes. So, really popular story on community impact. They got a lot of engagement. Tell us about the zoning and the annexation of about a 500, potentially 500 residential tract.
Yes, yeah. So one of our most read stories from this past month was a zoning story from North McKinney. It's about a 136-acre site just east of where Honey Creek is going to be developed.
Okay.
And it has just gotten zoning approval for about 500 homes, at most 600. And that's going to be a mix of single family uses. So traditional homes, cottage style, villa style, and that come online, as those other homes in the area are being developed. So quite a bit of development in North McKinney.
Yeah, lots of, and that really kind of plays into the talking about the MISD's educational attendance zone reassessment. So
Absolutely.
there you go. There you have it. Okay, now for the fun part. Tell us about some of the new businesses opening up in town. Where should we be going?
Absolutely, yes. We've got some really fun new business openings this month. Pinket's opened in downtown in late August, so that's a candy store, sweet store, very fun. Velocity Badminton also opened this month, so if you're a badminton player, maybe go try out a new facility.
Okay.
Chip City Cookies just opened in District 121, so another sweet store. That's their first location in Texas. So then we have La La Land Kind Cafe at West Grove.
Okay.
So new coffee stop, go grab some avocado toast. And then some stuff coming up in the future. Crunch Fitness is coming to a development right across from McKinney's HEB on El Dorado. So that is under development. That'll be open in 2026. And then another one, a restaurant is coming to a site on 75. It's a facility that used to be two senoritas, and now it's going to be a Mediterranean spot called Andalus Mediterranean Mezza.
Interesting.
And that's coming December.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Shelby. As always, if you want to read more about any of the things that we've talked about, all of these stories are going to be linked below, so check that out. Also go to mckinneytoday.com. We do partner with Community Impact. There's a lot of great information there. And also go to Community Impact's website and sign up for their newsletter so you can be in the know as well.